and good morning. Um, you are looking at live views of Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida, where a Falcon 9 is vertical on Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral. My name is Josh, and I will be commentating on your stream today for the launch of Galaxy 31 and 32 into a GTO. I unfortunately will not have any other commentators on this stream aside from me, but if you do have any questions, you can put them in the chat and I will be happy to answer them. So first, we will go through our camera views. First, we're waiting on SpaceX to start their stream. We're also waiting on them to start their mission control audio stream. However, we do have live views from the International Space Station, which is currently flying over the Pacific Ocean. This is a view from Cocoa Beach Pier. This is Launch Complex 39B, and this is Slick 40, which will support a launch in just under an hour. So, yeah, what you're seeing on your screen is a Falcon 9 rocket. It is a Falcon 9 Block 5, which has Galaxy 31 and 32, which are two communication satellites in the payload fairing. The pad is Slick 40, or Space Launch Complex 40, or SLC 40. It is located at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. Used to be Air Force Station, but now it's Space Force Station in Florida. Those four towers are lightning protection rods, which will most likely not be used today because it is a pretty clear day. There was fog this morning, but that cleared out. Hopefully it doesn't come back. But yeah, those four towers, NASA Space Flight has a great video on going into detail on what those four towers do in each parts of them. That main tower, that main tall thing, well, relatively tall thing, that one with the nose cone, the middle of your screen, is Falcon 9. Falcon 9 is a two-stage, partially reusable launch vehicle developed by SpaceX. And on the side of that, there is the TE, Transporter Erector, or Strongback. That is what rolled the vehicle out and brought it vertical, and that will recline and detach away from Falcon 9 at T0. In front, you can see some foreground because this camera is positioned around 5 miles away, but we still should be able to hear the rumble at liftoff. So, yeah, that is what you're seeing on your screen. There was some occasional venting before the stream began. On the TE, that was just getting the lines ready if you were tuned into that. But, yeah, there was some venting before the stream started, but not that much. So yeah, let's go through a mission overview for today's launch of Galaxy 31 and 32. So today's mission is today's November 12th, 2020, and the mission is expected to lift off at 11:06 a.m. Eastern. So we are just around 40 minutes, so coming up on the go-no-go pull for prop load, which will then be followed by prop load if all teams pulled go. The mission name is Galaxy 31 and 32. They are both telecommunication satellites. The launch provider is SpaceX, which is in charge of launching Falcon 9 today. And the customer is Intelsat. They are paying for this mission and the seat on Falcon 9. The booster is B1051-14. It has been 119 days since its previous flight, and this will be its last flight. We'll get into that later, but they will be expending this vehicle. We'll go into that a little later. Just like Ian just said. Yeah, rest in peace, B1051. It is launching from Space Launch Complex 40, or Slick 40, at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. That is what you're seeing on your screen right now. Payload mass is around 7,000 kilograms, which comes out to around 3,500 kilograms for each satellite. These satellites will be placed into a GTO, or Geostationary Transfer Orbit, and then will have to maneuver themselves into a geostationary orbit with themselves, with their own engines. Because the only mission that SpaceX put directly into Geo was USSF 44 on Falcon Heavy, because Falcon Heavy has that extra performance, but Falcon 9 does not. So, yeah. And they will not be attempting to recover the first stage. Yeah, cursed Falcon 9. No grid fins or landing legs. It's the worst. The first stage will splash down in the Pacific. That is a typo. It will splash down in the Atlantic Ocean. If it landed in the Pacific Ocean, that would be sort of impressive performance. But okay. The fairing halves will be recovered around 760 kilometers downrange by the Bob recovery ship. These fairings are not known to have flown on previous missions, and they look pretty shiny, so I'm assuming both of them are new. Weather is 90% go, according to Space Launch Delta 45. I apologize if there's thumps. That sound is from Port Canaveral. So there's like workers doing stuff. This is the 185th Falcon 9 launch, 122nd Falcon 9 flight with a flight-proven booster, the 126th reflight of a booster, the 48th reflight of a booster in 2022, 52nd launch for SpaceX in 2022, which is a record for most launches in a year for SpaceX, 103rd SpaceX launch from Slick 40, and 155th orbital launch attempt of 2022. Yeah. That took a little longer than I expected. I expected that to take like 2 minutes. That took me 5 minutes. Okay. So yeah, I'm just waiting for SpaceX to get me. Oh, they are live. Okay. So stand by 1 second. I'll leave you with Port Canaveral audio for around 1 minute as I get this ready.
Tanks are venting for propellant load.
Okay, so I've done that. Now we are just waiting for SpaceX to make callouts. It should be audible now. Back. You should also be able to hear it. But now we have this animation of Slick 40. I believe they already did make a new one. They are just they're getting rid of the boosters, the flight proven boosters, the ones with like 14, 13 flights, because I'm not sure. They've proven to be really reliable, but I think this booster was replaced with a booster that flew on Crew 5. I'm not sure which booster that is, but I know that it was new. The booster that I think was replaced with was B1077, but I'm not sure. And they are introducing new boosters into the fleet, but they're also getting rid of boosters. So I don't know what to think about that. Yeah, so the reason they're expending Falcon 9 today is because the customer wants extra performance on the mission because the satellites can't put themselves like all the way to GTO, so they need extra performance from the first stage.
Launch auto sequence has started.
So they need to the first stage needs to burn for longer, which then makes them not recover it. So then it just like does all that weird stuff with rocket science, and then it ends up not being able to be recovered. So they strip it from its grid fins and landing legs and all that recovery hardware, and now it is just a plain booster that is ready to fly and smash into the Atlantic Ocean. So this booster has less than an hour left of its life. Poor B1051. So yeah. So when we're here, there's 24 active boosters. It's a lot of boosters. I didn't realize there were that many. Yeah, there's a lot of boosters. I'm about to be 23. Yeah. So yeah, while we're at Cape Canaveral and not flying through the sky, we can talk about Artemis 1 or SLS. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Falcon 9, but talk about Artemis 1. Artemis 1 is still slated to launch November 16th at 1:04 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. There was a teleconference held yesterday, which is available to members. Yeah, so if you want to see that, you can become a member, and then get to see all those membership videos. Yeah, okay, but that's really all there is to talk about. SLS. So we should start seeing vapor coming off of Falcon 9 as propellant load should start. Here around 32 minutes to launch. Propellant load begins 35 minutes to launch, so prop load began a few minutes ago. So um, hopefully it's working. But yeah. And by the way, we do have launch audio coming from Cape Canaveral. So it could be loud, I might have not balanced it right, but hopefully it's louder than me. Look, vapor! There is vapor on the bottom of the screen. Well, on the base of Falcon, you can see some vapor or condensation, that's what that is, coming off of B1051. Or B1051, when I miss B1051. But the day they expend B1058, I'm going to be very sad. B1058 is the best booster. It looks like it just got darker out of Cape Canaveral. I don't know why. But Ian, are you going to be trying to see this launch? Or are you... Or are you... Like, can you see daytime launches from your house or not? So while dealing with stream delay, I can wait for that next one. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna talk during this delay period, but it was not a delay with the rocket, it's a stream delay. So, yeah. Everything continues to look good. We are 30 minutes to launch. Propellant load has begun. It is visible to our eyes because there is condensation coming from the base of Falcon 9. Today we will be covering all the way up through payload separation. So, yeah, that'll be exciting. Nice. Can you usually see them from your house? Or not? Ooh, nice. You get to see all the launches. We haven't had a launch in that was visible in Maryland. Yeah, the clouds are sort of annoying because I was trying to see NG-18 and the cloud decided to just appear and just block my view of the jellyfish. And then like a ton of other things happened. So the last launch I saw was Starlink 4-35, which was 2 months ago. So yeah, hoping to see another launch soon. But the next launch that I like actually get to see, like any launch, will be in just a few minutes, under 30 minutes, to the launch of Galaxy 31 and 32 to GTO. And again, if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat, and I will be happy to answer them. So, yeah. So I can, like, I have a lot of views to show you. I can show you, like, ISS views. Or, like, Coco Pier. See the people. Is that a duck or is that a surfer? No, they're boogie boarders. Okay. That's the first time I've confused people with ducks. Okay. Oh yeah, I said I would try to super chat myself $1 to see what YouTube does. I guess I can't super chat myself. So I just lost 30 cents. Because YouTube takes 30% of the super chat money. And I just super chatted myself $1, so I just lost 30 cents. Thank you, YouTube. So I can be like, thank you, Uncle, for super chatting $1. Oh, like, that's me. And, like, I just lost. I'll just say, like, thank you for your support. Okay. Hopefully we get live views of Slick 40 back soon. Until then, we have views from SpaceX. We have views of Cocoa Beach. We have views of... Is that a boat? Hopefully that's not heading towards the no-go zone. We have views of... We have Launch Complex 39B. Views from the ISS. We have my loss of signal screen. We have the SpaceX stream. Yeah, we have a bunch of videos. So I'll just stay with that. Oh yeah, I forgot I have a list of what to talk about, and I haven't been following it. Oh yeah, we have static fires later here at Onkla. There will be 2 static fire tests. Yes, I just gave YouTube 30% of $1. We have 2 static fire tests. The first one will be engine EN35, it'll be launching from Space Launch Comp. Wait, no. Wait. I'm getting mixed up. No, I'll talk about this later. So the 20-minute event is expected to occur at 10:44, so starting in just a few minutes. So we'll keep our eyes on Cape Canaveral, waiting for that big vent. I'll explain what that vent is once it's actually happening. Alright. And if you do want those emojis, you can become a member. You only have to pay 99 cents, and you get access to a bunch of cool emojis, like the birds, like all that stuff. It's fun. So yeah. So coming up next, we should see the 20-minute event that'll occur at 20 minutes. Actually, it doesn't occur exactly at 20 minutes. It occurs at around T-minus 22 minutes. But that doesn't matter. It's still called the 20-minute event. I mean, that the 30 cents I gave to YouTube will probably cancel out with ad revenue, so I don't know. I'm probably still gaining money, just like I'm losing 30 cents because of my stupidity. But that doesn't matter. What's a countdown? Like, I should know what the countdown is at, but I don't. We're at T-minus 22:53. So that means liftoff will be a little delayed on my stream. So if you're watching this and you're actually at Cape Canaveral, I would recommend, like, looking like a minute before the launch says on my stream. And then you'll actually be able to see the launch, because stream delay does not go well with watching it in real life. So, while we're talking about watching something, let's talk about where this launch will be visible from. And again, this is weather permitting. There could be clouds. We will not be able to see through the clouds. But there will be no jellyfish, obviously. And should be visible from down, hope maybe by Miami. Miami might be a little far. Fort Lauderdale might also be a little far during daytime. Actually, if you can see it, Ian, I bet people can see it in Miami. Okay, so probably Miami, maybe some of the North Keys like Key Largo, but I doubt you'd be able to see it in Key West. Then if you go further north, you could probably see it in southern Georgia, but that's probably the most you'll see it. Maybe Louisiana, but I doubt it. So yeah, if you're anywhere in that like circle, I guess, then I would head outside and look towards Cape Canaveral. You can measure it. You can look on Google Maps and find out where it is relative to your location. Just look at just do whatever you do to find that out. I'm so helpful. Yeah, so we should see the 20-minute event starting up very soon. Oh wow, look at this. That's live views from the International Space Station. But let's go back here so we don't miss the 20-minute event.
Stage 2, RP1 load complete.
Stage 2, RP1 load is complete. RP1 is that fuel. at at second stage, and both first and second stage uses. And that is that 20-minute vent. That 20-minute vent should last a few minutes. I actually have UI for the 20-minute event because like everyone loves the 20-minute event. The 20-minute event's the best. But yeah, that is my UI of the 20-minute event. The 20-minute event is basically just getting the lines on the TE ready to support prop load or LOX load to the second stage. On propellant load, on the first stage, both propellants, both RP1 and liquid oxygen, began at 35 minutes, but the second stage, our LOX load begins at T-minus 16 minutes because it is super chilled. So the propellants boil off, and the less boil off you can have, the better. So they close out propellant load at just around T-minus 2 minutes. So that is a big vent, always looks so cool, awesome to see. So yeah. Yeah. I love it as an upper stage propellant because it leaves that soot behind, which results in a really cool jellyfish effect thing. Like we will not get a jellyfish for Starship because it burns methane and it's clear. If it's leaving a trail behind, that is not good. So that's one reason I like it as a second stage propellant.
Galaxy 31 and 32 spacecraft are on internal power.
I like Starlinks because they fly up the coast. I get to see those. Most of these customers just go to GTO. But like, it's more interesting when you see actual other payloads launched aside from Starlink. We need a petition to have every possible launch at twilight because that just makes it better. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so let's go over what we're expecting to see. So first we'll go over what we already saw. So at 38 minutes, the launch director gave a go for propellant load. 35 minutes, the RP1 and LOX load on the first stage began. At 34 minutes, the RP1 load on the second stage began. And in just around 2 minutes, the liquid oxygen load on the second stage will begin. At 7 minutes before launch, the engine chill will occur, which is where they begin flowing the cryogenic propellants into the nozzles of the 9 Merlin 1D engines. At 1 minute, the vehicle enters startup, propellant tanks begin pressurizing for flight, and there are final pre-launch checks that are complete. At around 40 seconds before launch, the SpaceX launch director will verify either go or no go for the launch. And at 3 seconds, engine ignition will occur. Liftoff occurs at T0. As opposed to other rockets, which lift off in the plus count, I don't like that as much. But an example is in Terry's, it begins the engine ignition sequence at T0. The engine's actually light at T plus 2 seconds, and liftoff occurs at T plus 3 seconds.
Start of stage 2 LOX load.
And stage 2 LOX load has begun. Yeah. Soyuz does that cool jellyfish thing. Soyuz is a pretty cool rocket because it does that core lift cross. Like if you were joining us yesterday for the stream of the Long March 7, it also did a somewhat core lift cross, but it didn't really. Soyuz does it better. But Long March 7 does it because it has those 4 strap-on boosters as well. So we are now around 16 minutes to launch. We do have on-site audio for this mission, so could be loud, will be crackly, so hopefully we get that through with the mic as best as possible. Yeah. That is true. Jellyfish, I'm talking about the twilight effect. If you're familiar with that, I can pull up a picture really quick, but it is that iconic um, effect that space rockets do when they launch at night on the ground, but since the Earth's curvature, there's still sunlight in the sky. So let me search Falcon 9 jellyfish. I can get that. I will open that image. Okay, stand by. I'm getting this on screen. I might have frozen the live stream, but this is for a good cause. Jellyfishes are always worth the extra trouble. So on the bottom right of your screen, that is the jellyfish effect. That is because the sunlight is hitting the upper stage, but it's not hitting the ground. So it creates that really cool plume. Yes, that's what it is. Hi, Aerospace 001. So yeah, coming up, we are around 16 minutes to wait. What are we? I don't know the count. But we are not very far from launch anymore. Let's hope that we get liftoff in just over 10 minutes with Falcon 9. This is the first Falcon 9 launch I've streamed, like actually commentating in over a month, so sort of pretty excited for this because I have not done this in a while. So hopefully I can do this more often, but I'm leaving for that like span of many launches, so I will not be able to stream those, which is sort of annoying. Because yeah, they delayed Intelsat 10B, so the next launch I'll stream is Starlink 2-4 on November 16th, right after SLS launches, hopefully. But I won't be able to stream Intelsat 10B, CRS 26, Akuto R. Actually, that's the day I get back, so if they delay it one day, then I'll be able to stream. And yeah, SpaceX is live. Yeah. SpaceX. Okay. I'm sorry, I was thinking out loud. But I'm not going to go to 4K because that's going to be really delayed. But look, SpaceX is live. Ian, what do you mean by not SLS? Oh wait, yeah, I said my next stream is Starlink 4 dash something. No, I'm not missing SLS. I am not missing the launch of SLS. Yeah, so coming up on liftoff, we are just around 10 minutes away. The next thing we expect to see is engine chill. Yeah, hopefully ABL streams RS1. I will definitely be trying to stream. That is Tuesday, 5 p.m. Yeah, I can stream. The time in Africa for GMT +1 will be. So right now I'm GMT -4. It's around 11. So 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll be around. Wait, that's not right. Yeah, no, it'll be around 4 o'clock in Africa. SpaceX is on their intro. Okay, so yeah, everything continues to look good with Falcon 9 as we proceed towards the launch of Galaxy 31 and 32. Did you guys just get an ad? Like live on stream? Because I clicked the button that said insert ad. So I don't know if that just inserts it later or if it inserted an ad right now. Because if it inserted an ad during the live stream, I'm not going to press that button again. So can you please let me know? Thank you. I will sync it. Okay, you didn't get it. Okay, good. Because I pressed the insert ad button, but I didn't know if it would give you an ad or not. Okay. Thank you. So I'm not gonna click that button either way because ads are sort of annoying. So it might just be moderators, but I didn't get an ad either on my phone because that's where I'm reading chat from. Because I need another monitor because this stuff is too complicated. So coming up on launch, I'm waiting for live views back. But until then, we can have this animation that SpaceX is giving us of the rocket, or of what's gonna happen.
Engines are chilling in for flight.
Engines are chilling for flight. We are 7 minutes to launch around. So hopefully we get liftoff in just a few minutes. Okay, yeah.
Stage 1, RP1 load complete.
So stage 1 RP1 load is complete. Everything continues to look good with Falcon 9 as we proceed towards T0 at 11:06. You can see some clouds, so I don't know what that'll do with the tracking, but hopefully we can get like a long range tracker of the view. Okay, Ian, good luck seeing the launch. Hope you get good views all the way through Miko and maybe even second stage trailing off a little bit. But yeah. So good luck seeing that. I'm going to turn off the on-site audio for now as we get closer and closer to the targeted liftoff at 11:06. The next thing we expect to see is strong back retractor. That's where that TE. Ooh, engine cam. That is water deluge test. They're testing that water suppression system, I believe. Wow, we don't usually get that. That is cool. We don't usually get that shot very often. but you can see that we are missing the landing legs. That is because we will not be attempting to recover the first stage
Tanks
of
are
Falcon
pressing
9.
for strong back retract.
Tanks are pressing for strong back retract. So yeah, coming up, the TE will begin retracting away from Falcon 9. So yeah, the next thing we expect to see,
Strong back retract auto has started.
strong back retract has begun. The little commentary, the SpaceX mission control audio could be a little ahead. Move that back a little bit. Because of stream delay, thanks to YouTube. But yeah, you can see the TE is not retracting. That's how delayed the audio is, or the video is. So right before launch, if you could do me a favor, please subscribe. It helps out a lot. We're on the way to 2,000 subscribers. But yeah, we are now 4 minutes to launch.
Strong back retract.
So strong back retract has begun. It's actually not too delayed, because it's actually retracting right now. Look at that, moving just so slightly away from Falcon 9, around 2 degrees away, 1.8 degrees to be exact. You could actually see it visibly moving back. Look at that, look at the puffy clouds. It's so cool. So just 3 minutes, 20 seconds.
Stage 1 lock load complete.
Stage 1 lock load is complete. So that liquid oxygen load is complete. Now they're just going to be topping off continuously as it vents off. But until then, we are just 3 minutes to go to the launch of Galaxy 31 and 32. These satellites will be placed into GTO. So let's watch as Falcon 9 carries these payloads into orbit. And by the way, yeah, they're expending the first stage because it has 14 flights and the customer needs extra performance. I don't know why they chose this booster, because this is the 14 flight booster, but they chose it. So this booster is going bye-bye. So enjoy the final views of B1051, as it says on the pad, before it gets demolished into the Atlantic Ocean. So that condensation is normal. That is not smoke. That is condensation vapor from the super cold propellants that are used inside the vehicle. Condensing
Stage 2 lock flow complete.
in the warm Florida air. So stand by for liftoff in just 2 minutes. And just a heads up, we do have on-site audio, so we should get that rumble very well.
Ground gas launch closeout.
1 minute 35, that final depress has started. One minute 20 seconds to the launch of Galaxy 31 and 32. Everything continues to be
Falcon
green.
9 is in startup.
Falcon 9 is now in startup. Let's wait for that final go for launch on the comms net. Maybe. Please be go for launch.
LD, go for launch.
LD is go for launch. Let's watch as Falcon 9 carries Galaxy 31 and 32 into a geostationary transfer orbit. Let's listen into Cape Canaveral as we get ready for this launch in just over 20 seconds. 15. T-minus 10 seconds. Let's watch as we expect ignition and liftoff at T0. We have engine ignition, and we have seen liftoff of Falcon 9 with Galaxy 31 and 32 into a geostationary transfer orbit. Go be 1051 on its final flight to space. There's that sound. Let's listen. We have had a successful liftoff of Falcon 9 with B-1051 and Galaxy 31 and 32 in the payload fairing. Vehicle now passing max Q, now arcing over to enter GTO. Look at that, those close-up cams. Look at that, passing in front of its own contrail. So you can see those 9 Merlin engines now beginning to open up. That's because of the plume expansion. Since the atmosphere gets thinner and thinner, there's nothing to hold the plume into that pencil-thin flame. So it begins to open up. That sound was amazing. I'm glad we get that launch audio back. So the next thing we expect to see is main engine cutoff, or MECO. That will then be followed by stage separation and stage 2 ignition. No, lost behind the cloud. So these will be our final views of B-1051 before it gets thrown into the ocean. Hopefully we get something here. So coming up on MECO, or main engine cutoff, that's where those 9 Merlin engines will cut off. So you can see the first stage is burning for a little longer, around 10 seconds of extra burn time. And we have MECO, main engine cutoff, stage separation, and pre-start, and stage 2 ignition. There's that ring stiffener falling off. That is normal. And that MVAC engine has started. It'll begin glowing red. That's because the engine is made of niobium, and that is normal. There we go. Rest in peace, B-1051. B-1051 performed normal on its 14th and final flight. Next thing we expect is fairing separation, and that'll expose Galaxy 31 and 32 into the vacuum of space. And there go the fairings. Galaxy 31 and 32 are now exposed to the vacuum of space. You can see them falling way behind the big nozzle of the MVAC. That engine is glowing red because it is made of niobium and there's nowhere to radiate the heat, so it just makes the engine glow. That is trajectory. You can see the booster, where the booster is set to have its demise. Thank you, Luke. I did not know that. I think I did, but like I just forgot. Thank you. So I'm not used to seeing no entry burn. I like the entry burn. That's what splits up the second stage burn instead of just making it one long burn. So you can see that plume is not that visible. That's because the atmosphere is so thin that there's nothing to hold that plume, so it just becomes sooty. You can see some flames, but like that's because there's very, very little oxygen there to burn. So it's essentially just soot. So we're coming up on the, I don't know. So you can see we're traveling around 15,000 kilometers per hour. So we're almost 6 minutes into the flight. Ian, I hope you got good views of the launch. Yeah, so coming up on second engine cutoff, that'll happen in around 2.5 to 3 minutes. B1051 probably tumbling and breaking apart right now on its final flight. B1051 is gone. Yeah. So coming up next, we should see SECO or second engine cutoff. SECO's set to occur at 8:01 into the flight, I believe. Yeah, second engine cutoff is set to occur 8:05. T plus 8 minutes, 5 seconds, so we are just 20 seconds away from SECO. B1051 has impact.
Expected loss of signal Cape Canaveral. MVAC shutdown.
There. MVAC shutdown. Or SECO.
Nominal orbit insertion.
And nominal orbit insertion. No, the clouds. The clouds are so annoying. Well, next time. There's always the next time. That's views of Galaxy 33 and 31 and 32 in orbit. I will commentate for around 2 more minutes, and I'll leave you with music until around 5 to 10 minutes before second engine start. So it'll just be around 10 minutes of music because second engine start is scheduled to occur at 26 minutes 50 seconds. So I'll be back at around T plus 16 minutes, so in around 6 minutes. Actually, I'll just talk the whole time. I don't really care. Yeah. I don't know what to talk about. Okay. Yeah, it would have been so cool to see the impact, but like, it's sad because like, look, they lost one, which is just sitting there. Poor B1051. But yeah, um, you missed something, a little important thing. It was a launch, but you can just go back and watch it. But I will actually get off. I'll be back in around 10 minutes, so I will see you then if I can figure out how to put the music on. Hello, I am back, and we're just a few minutes away from second engine start 2, or SES2. SES2 is expected to occur at 2650, so in just around 3 minutes. So I'll be commentating for that. I did not show this view at launch because I didn't know what we were gonna get, but I was looking back at replays and it was funny because everyone that was surfing just like turned and just like stopped and watched the launch and all that stuff. So it was fun to watch this view. I don't think we could see it from the ISS unless it was a very lucky flyover. But no. But the second stage will be relighting its single Merlin 1D engine very soon. So let's watch as it does that in just over 2 minutes. So again, actually, I'll get to some questions in the chat.
Acquisition of signal, go on.
I'll get to some questions that were in the chat that I did not get to at launch. Let's go. So why doesn't SpaceX use Falcon Heavy instead of Falcon 9? That's because they need extra performance. That's because Falcon Heavy has extra performance that is not needed on all the missions. So most of the time it's just efficient to use Falcon 9. Are they going to make a new booster? Yes, they are going to make a new booster. I believe they already did. They launched on Crew 5. What time is it in Africa? GMT 1? I think we said that was 4:30. Oh, here, we have views of the MVAC. So I'll stop reading chat now, and let's watch as Falcon 9 gets ready for a relight of the second stage very soon. This might actually do a twilight effect for some portions of Africa. Like if you're past that sunset line, then you should be able to see this burn. So they're getting ready for the engine start in just under a minute, 50 seconds to go to engine ignition. So here we go, just 30 seconds to the second relight of the Merlin vacuum engine on today's mission. 20 seconds to go. Now just 10 seconds to go to relay. Hopefully we get camera feeds, yes.
MVAC ignition.
That should be MVAC ignition. 2654. This burn should last around a minute. Second engine start. Look at that. That MVAC is a great engine. So coming up on Seco at 28 minutes into flight. So we have around 10 seconds remaining in the second stage burn. That trajectory is almost lined up.
MVAC shutdown.
Maybe. And there's Seco, our second engine cut off. there is MVAC shutdown, and the Falcon 9 second stage has been sent to GTO.
Nominal orbit insertion.
Nominal orbit insertion. The next thing we expect to see is deployment of the spacecraft. The first spacecraft, Galaxy 32, will deploy at 33 minutes and 30 seconds into flight. The Galaxy 31, second spacecraft, will deploy at 38 minutes into flight. So we still have around 10 minutes until the mission is marked as complete. We have cameras of the spacecraft. Look at that sunlight interacting with the camera thing. And we are having fun conversations about this in our Discord server. If you would like to join our Discord server, it's a very fun place. Hopefully I spelled Discord right. I did not spell Discord right. No, there. So Nightbot will send a link if you join a server. And then you will get some perks. You'll get extra photos, extra videos, all that fun stuff. You don't need
Acquisition of signal, hard to be stocked.
You don't need to have Discord. Most of the photos that go in the Discord server are posted in the community tab. So you can probably, like half of them are posted in the community tab. So you can see some of them. But the members get like a dump of pictures. They get like they get hundreds of pictures. It's like dumped. So that is a live view of the MVAC. So deployment is expected at 33:31. So yeah, now we are coming up on the deployment of Galaxy 32. The two spacecraft are placed in a stack, so only one can be deployed, and they have to be deployed in an order so they can deploy in the right way. So 32 will deploy first in just around 20 seconds. So let's watch as we get deployment. You should see the top solar array that should start moving away. So just around 5 seconds to deployment.
Confirmed separation on first payload.
Confirmed separation, and there goes Galaxy 32. On Discord is like, it's basically just a place where you can really you can join servers, and each server has a different topic. Like my server is about rockets and photography and planes, mostly about rockets. And like it's just like you can send pictures, you can just talk about rockets and all that stuff. Like there's like a spam chat where there's like Electron Heavy and like all that stuff. It's like, yeah, it's just a fun place. Oh, they're making fun of me for sending me $1 and saying thank you for your support. But yeah, it's sort of fun. It's like I've become way more active on Discord because of my server. So you can see the Galaxy 32 floating away. The next deployment. Yeah. So Galaxy 31 is expected to deploy in 3 minutes 30 seconds. Deployment of Galaxy 31 is expected to occur at 38:41 into flight. You can see those little particle things shimmering around. I'm not sure what that is. Like you usually see that it's either ice or one thing I can think of is ice, but yeah. So, ooh. That is views of sunlight hitting the MVAC engine.
Acquisition of signal Maldives.
It should go into orbital nighttime very soon. So just wait for that orbital sunset. It should be really pretty. That is not orbital sunset. That is the second stage spinning around intentionally. Actually, I might not enter orbital sunset because of the trajectory. Like, it'll definitely go into nighttime, but like I don't know when. You could see Galaxy 32 just floating in the background behind the MVAC. So we are just around 1 minute away from Galaxy 32 deploying, or Galaxy 31. And then that will wrap up our stream. There's Galaxy 32 just floating around in space behind the MVAC. So Galaxy 31 is 40 seconds away from deployment. Let's hope we get good views of that as well. Look at that. It's better exposed now. Now just 20 seconds away from the deployment.
Payload 2 separation confirmed.
And we have separation confirmed, and it's visually confirmed. There goes Galaxy 31, now flying into its geostationary transfer orbit. That second stage will now flip around in maybe like an hour or so and perform its deorbit burn. And we'll expect it to burn up in the atmosphere. So that marks mission success. And yeah, that now we'll begin wrapping up our stream with these great views of Galaxy 31 floating away from Falcon 9. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in to our stream. It's always fun to catch these Falcon 9 launches because they happen so often, but like the sound is great. I love the sound. So, yeah, catching these launches is always great. Thanks for tuning in. We'll go to shots of SLS. A 24/7 stream of SLS on Pad 39B is expected to start tomorrow on this channel. So, stand by for that, because that is always cool to see. But yeah, fine. Let's go through one final thing of our views. Here is the trajectory. Here's the view from the ISS. This is Cocoa Beach. This is SLS. Ooh, we have an empty pad cam. So that is a good view that I think we should end on. If you missed the launch, you can always go back once the stream ended, and you can watch that launch. And I can assure you that the views are great and that the sound was very crackly and rumbly. But this is a good view to end on. Thank you guys for watching and tuning in. And I hope to see you guys later. Bye. Bye. Since you guys aren't leaving, I'm just gonna go back here. Okay. So, false alarm. No stream end. I guess. We can end whenever. But, I don't know, this camera view is just really nice. And there goes our camera view. So, okay. Bye. See you guys. Wait. The next stream is Artemis 1. That rocket you are seeing on your screen. Our next stream will be the Artemis 1 mission, launching November 16th at 1:04 a.m. Our stream will begin on Tuesday at around 5 p.m. So you can watch for that. That's another view. You can watch for that stream very shortly. Well, you can watch for that on Tuesday, but we'll have a 24/7 stream up before that. And then we'll possibly stream RS1 if ABL has a stream for it. But if they don't, then our next stream will be Artemis 1, which is always exciting. So, yeah. Yes, lunar eclipse does prove that Earth is round. Lunar eclipses are great. I love lunar eclipses. But, yeah. Okay, thanks for watching. I will see you guys on Tuesday for the launch of Artemis 1 to the moon.